Hello, hey, this is Shiny Star. Yes, I was originally, well, in Everquest 2 and Tony Bale, among other MMOs such as Age of Conan and Rift and so forth. But yeah, anyway, checking out Landmark and just wanted to show you guys that, hey, I'm using a pretty under the requirements for Landmark. As you see, there's Landmark in the background and minimized, but yeah, I have a Intel Core 2 Duo CPU, E8500 3.16 gigahertz, and it's 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, it is a 64-bit operating system in Windows 7. The GTX 550 Ti, the GeForce, nVidia, of course. Nonetheless, yeah, this is way beyond the minimum requirements that has been required or minimized or minimum requirements recommendations or as it were for the gameplay of EQ2 or EverQuest, sorry, Next Landmark. I'm sorry, I got so used to saying EverQuest, EQ2 and such. But anyway, this, yes, it is typically made for a quad processor, they have mentioned, as well as the 64-bit operating system. No ifs, ands, or buts. Cannot be a 32-bit operating system, which, no problem. I've had that, but it's way under the processor requirements. I'm going to be upgrading. I just wanted to show you guys, though, that, definitely it can be playable. And just imagine without the Xsplit processor. I kind of don't like to, tongue don't like to say that, but, streamers know what I'm talking about, the Xsplit streaming software. The only way so I can show you the desktop without fraps, just only wants to record the game. So let's go back into the game, and you can see if you imagine the frames would, as it refreshes, I had to go full screen. It imagine the frames would be a little bit doubled as far as not processing for the recording or streaming software. But you see, I have a little bit of bass. I have actually playable. I do just recently got my character back to figuring out we had a little bit of time we couldn't find our claims. So I had to grind this character back up. I had another account that basically bought Landmark with, but to typically check on, it was pretty nice, came in handy because, hey, I was able to get my stuff and create a claim where this one was MIA and missing in action for the claim. So, but yeah, I had to grind up to get the selection tool. Eventually I'll get rid of that floating tree in there. But yeah, as you see, it does tip and skip a bit here and there as it loads, but after a while, sometimes it does play a little bit better when I'm not recording on Xsplit. And hopefully Xsplit is not spitting out like it does recording. But anyway, it's still a little bit playable. It's definitely way beyond under that, and the past few patches they have kind of made it playable. And I just want to show you also too that the settings that I did that kind of helped tweaked it to play it. I just want to bring you through. If you go in to that, yeah, I can turn the resolution down low. It helps a little bit more, but I do play at 1600, 900, and the custom quality. I don't do any of the pre-made qualities. I want to go through and I adjust it manually. I'll do that in most games. But I go down to medium quality, and I'll explain why I don't go to low after here in a bit. But anyway, and then also too, I do the terrain LOD quality low, and then I uncheck UI cached meshes, the UI use cached meshes, because it improves the performance for me. And then also I want to make sure you do not uncheck voxel smoothing. Otherwise, yeah, well, it's kind of cool. It does kind of remind you of home as someplace I've gotten into Minecraft as where this, pretty much kind of stemmed from an idea of references for its demos the devs looked into to come up with Landmark. They got inspired off of Minecraft, or even take a look at it. But as you look, that kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? It's a little higher tech voxels, but yeah, it does kind of look cool that way. If you want Minecrafters want to play this way, hey, if you can, I don't know if they can with the higher processors, but in games and your computers, but that's why I don't want to check that. But yeah, I go back there, I make sure that's check marked, and then also too, I want to note, I get that check mark back in there. If I think it locked up on me. Okay, there it goes, and refreshes back up. Go to all advanced video, and then I go through on here. once it figures out, okay, it's back to voxels, okay? Then now all the texture quality, lighting quality, shadow quality, all that, this down below. That's the reason why, because like I said, I don't go on low because I don't, well, unless you really want to look different because they don't have other characters in the game yet, other races. You can look kind of like an alien if you want. Everybody else will look like an alien too. You look kind of like a fish. So, when the spring waters welcoming me, I don't know. Anyway, that's from other quest. Anyway, the warm waters are welcoming me. There's this one bitch kept saying that and kill him. But anyway, anyhow, so yeah, I put that back. I don't want to look green. Unless you're into that, that's fine. But maybe it's my machine, but I just go back to video. That's why I go in medium. But yeah, anyway, it's somewhat playable. As you see, I can roam around. If I, freezes up, it plays a little better when I'm not processing, streaming on top of it. It's choking up the CPU a lot more. And it usually runs out about 70 to 80%. Sometimes it'll choke up to 100, but it's, I could overclock the GPU to help process this as well. A little settings with MSI Afterburner, but it's still somewhat playable. And I can go around if I try to find a node to mine real quick. Let me put extra shift. You can run a little bit, sprint somewhat, and freeze up. Let's see here. Hopefully this skippy is a little bit now, but normally it does go a little smoother. I'm doing an extra little bit of processing, trying to record this to show you that, hey, I can definitely, sticking with it until I upgrade. But yeah, I'll put got my Swift bronze pick up, and I can gather this iron pretty quick. And then I switch to, when I get to the silver, I switch to my iron pick. But yeah, it's definitely playable. I turn off the sound because it kind of, Xsplit was kind of doing hippy skippy. Hopefully this recorded well. But yeah, thanks for watching, and don't give up. I know this is pretty much not playable. It's recommended for quad core, but if you stick it out, you can definitely try to tweak your computer to at least a little bit go by it. I'm not even close enough to the tree to chop, so that's why I'm not in the right angle. There it goes. Now it's thunder chop. But yeah, it does a little bit better when I'm not processing to record. Hopefully this came out well. It might be a little bit bad quality. It looks a lot better in person, but at least trying to stream it to you and show you that, hey, I can definitely play it. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Shiny Star. Have a good one.